Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the studio. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the holiday season coming up, the kind of inquiries that tend to come in more often than any other time of the year. And when we get inquiries, it's very exciting because that means that someone's interested in our work. But especially around the holiday season, you can get a lot of scams that will come in, and you just have to be careful on the type of information that you share. But I want to go over 2 emails that I got over the past few days to show you what I look for, what raises a red flag. And I'll go over a couple of different ways that you can respond to these. But let me get myself on camera. Okay. So this was, Tuesday? I got this a couple of days ago. All right, so first thing is, this is what I get or what I receive in my email, my inbox, when someone goes to the website, they click on the contact page, and here's the place where you can put your name, email, and then whatever message you want to include. And once you send it, I get it in this inbox. So like I said, I got this on Tuesday. And obviously, like I said before, when people are interested in our work, it's very exciting. But you do have to be careful. So let me enlarge this a little bit more. So this is from Lillian Peters. This is the email that I got. There's 2 things: the name and the email. Sometimes you'll get a name where it's going, as soon as you read it, it's going to remind you of a movie star, or maybe a couple of 2 different people that are famous, but their first name is put with another one's last name. So you look at the name first when you get an inquiry, and then the next thing, because that's a red flag. If you read a name and it's like, isn't this like a this sounds like a certain combination of movie stars as a name, that's a red flag. The next red flag is the email. There's nothing wrong with Gmail, but it's a very generic email to use. And then the name is LP285623, which comes across to me like someone just created a random account that they're going to use to contact a bunch of e-commerce stores. So that's a red flag. So like I say, the name, look at the email. Does it look like an actual person? And then most importantly, we get to the body of the email. It says, "I'm deeply impressed by the concept your page embodies, and keen to express my support by purchasing a selection of your works. And I eagerly await your response and appreciate your consideration." Now, like I said before, the person who sends this type of email, I'm getting this email after they've already visited the site. They've already looked at the work that's on the website. And if you're interested in the work, what you would do is just click on the add to cart and purchase the work through the website. So if you get an email that's asking you to tell the buyer how to purchase your work when they've already gone to the site and obviously looked at your work and saw that it was available for sale, that's a red flag. Um, but one of the ways, like, one way you can respond to this is to not respond at all, right? But the second thing is, if you do want to respond, you can just simply say, again, the work is available on the website. So, yeah, that's a red flag. Um, what scammers will try to do is they try to get you to into open dialogue with them, start a conversation to go back and forth about things that's supposed to be obvious to them. And that's something that at this point in my career, I just don't waste my time in doing. So if I do respond, depending on my mood, I'll just tell them the obvious. The work is available, for purchase on the website. And that's pretty much it. I don't go beyond that. The part that says appreciate your consideration, it's like they don't need my permission first before they order something. I don't have to approve of the order before they purchase something. So, and again, that's clear across majority of the e-commerce stores that are online, right? So I take this as a red flag, like it's not a serious inquiry. But I will get to the point why you have certain people do this, and I'll go to an email that I got yesterday. Was this from? Yeah, this was from yesterday. So let me enlarge this for you guys. Okay. So this one, Chico Rodriguez, I'm guessing. Another Gmail account. Again, it's like there's nothing wrong with Gmail, but it's just easy to open up these types of a bunch of Gmail accounts and send out these inquiries to a lot of businesses. But anyway, greetings. I'm reaching out from Cleveland. My wife and I will soon be celebrating our wedding anniversary, so we're going to go through the whole story here. In honor of this special occasion, I've been searching for a meaningful artwork to surprise her with. Okay, that's fine, right? In the process, I came across your work and found it both impressive and deeply intriguing. And again, at this point, it's like, they're pulling on our heartstrings or something. You are undoubtedly talented at what you do, and I truly admire your artistry. Great. With that being said, I would like to purchase a piece or pieces of your work as a gift for my wife. Could you kindly share images of available works? This is when I get annoyed. Because again, it's the same pattern of they're contacting me through the website where the work is available from already. Like you can clearly see it. But then in the inquiry, they're asking me to share pieces with them that are available. So there's the disconnect. Again, they've already seen the work, so they've already had to go from page to page to look at the work, correct? So asking me in the email to let them know which pieces are available. And again, it continues. It says, along with their respective sizes and prices that are ready for immediate or near immediate purchase. My budget is within the range of $1,000, $1,000, and $8,000. So again, especially if you're a struggling artist, when someone sends you an inquiry saying that they're willing to spend $1K to $8K on your work, you get, especially me in the olden days, years ago, I get really excited. But again, looking at it logically, when you go to my site, like this person's already messaging me through the website. So if I go to one of my pieces here and I click on it, it already tells you the price. It tells you all the sizes that are available. It tells you the type of print product that you can purchase. And then down here, there's the add to cart with the price included on there for that particular size. So, and then there's also mock-ups of the work. So this is a 10 by 15 frame without the frame. And then if you want the frame, you click on the frame option and you can go all the way up to the 24 by 36 for that. And again, it tells you the price right there on the add to cart button, or you scroll to the top and there's the price again up here. So everything is very straightforward, right? So for the person looking over the work, saying that they like the work and they want to purchase some pieces from me, you can't miss this information. Like, it's readily there, available. So telling me that you need to know which works are available, what's their sizes, what's their prices when it's already there on the site, obviously it's a red flag. And then it says, additionally, as a matter of importance, I would like to confirm whether you accept payment by money order or check. I look forward to your reply and to learning more about your available inventory. So these are the types of emails that I just toss. I throw them out. The point of this is that they want to skip the checkout, the secure checkout area here, right? Because the artwork is not going to get approved for printing unless you go through the checkout area. So they want to skip this part and they want to send me a money order or a check. So what they're trying to do is have me ship the work out to them first. And then they send me a check, which I don't know if the check is good or if the money order is good or not. And so let's say that I do that I ship them the artwork. And then they send me a check that is, or a money order that's not legit, right? The bank contacts me and says, this check is no good, the money order is no good, and they already have my artwork. So what's going to happen then? They're going to likely sell the artwork, and the whole cycle continues, just continues to go. So if you are less cynical than me and you say, you know what, I'm going to give this person a chance. If you're going to do that, I would say for sure, go ahead and have them send a check, send the money order, go through the whole process of picking out which artwork, which size, frame, unframed, etc. Go through the whole process. Have them send you the check or the money order. Make sure you send it to your business address and not your personal address, right? Send it to the business address. And then once you receive the check or money order, take it to the bank and let them know right up front, I don't know if this check is legit or not, or if the money order is legit or not, and have them do whatever it is that they do to make sure it's legitimate, right? Once they clear it, just say it clears, right? And it's good, it's legitimate. The bank tells you that everything is okay, right? Then you send the order. In that order, right? Not out of that order. Don't send them the artwork first and then you get the check or money order and then you take it to the bank to find out if it's legitimate or not. You always get the money first, right? And you make sure your bank tells you that it's good. And I've had I've had the case where they did send me, I've gotten checks north of $4,000 that took it to the bank to cash it. The bank says this check is no good, you know. And I'm thinking that I'm going to ship artwork to someplace in Europe, and the bank traces the check back to, I think that time was Egypt. They trace it back to Egypt. So I'm saying that you need to do your research and make sure that you are dealing with a legitimate transaction, right? If everything on your website is set up correctly, you shouldn't have to go through any hoops to do this, for the transaction to go through. Buyers shouldn't have to ask you what is or is not available. So let's say that there's something on my website, and I'll do this pretty as quickly as I can before I go. Let's just say there's something on my website that's not in stock. For how I have my inventory set up is going to show you, right? So it's going to have a sold out tag on it so that a potential buyer can clearly see it's not in stock, right? It's not available in stock on the website. Now you can still click on here, and what I do with the books is I have the link to Amazon here in the description. So you order it directly from there. You click on there, it'll take you to Amazon, the Amazon page. That's it. It's simple, right? And if someone doesn't see that and they ask you about it, you can, direct them to the direct link on the site. But other than that, if you come to the website and you look through everything and there's no sold out, label on it, that means for me it's in stock. For my e-commerce store, it's in stock. But that's not out of the ordinary of any online store that you visit. So there shouldn't really be anything that needs to be explained or that needs an explanation. But yeah, everything is here. It's clearly spelled out, for lack of a better word. So I don't expect someone legitimate to contact me and ask me what's available, what are the sizes, what are the pricing, when they're on the site, sending me an email or a message through the website about the work that's on the website. So it's like, yeah, I just don't waste time, energy, brain power, whatever you want to call it. I just don't waste my time with it. But yeah, like I said, if you want to respond, then you can just say go to the website if you don't want to jump through a bunch of hoops, and let them know that everything that doesn't have a sold out tag on it is available for sale. The prices are there. The dimensions are there for everything. The mock-ups are even there. There's no other explanation needed. But again, especially going into the holidays, I'm going to get an increase of inquiries like this. Now, if it's a publication or a gallery, but you haven't heard of the publication before, you haven't heard of the gallery before, do your research. If your research leads you to, you don't really see anything, or you get to the website and it doesn't look like it's a legit company, publication, gallery, again, be very careful with that, right? Because you'll have a lot of publications saying that they want you to pay for inclusion with that publication, or you have galleries emailing you saying, pay $500, $700, a few $1,000s to be included with some type of show or some type of online exhibition or whatever. Be very careful with that stuff. Be very careful with what information you give. And always have your business information and your personal information separate. That's checking account, address, email, telephone number, your mobile number. Everything needs to be separated, right? Everything needs to be separated so that you're never giving out, like where you actually live, like your home address and things like that. For me, I have let me show you guys really quick here. My virtual address, that is here. And that's where, like, if you guys have a return, like if a buyer wants to return a piece of art, that's where it goes. And transactions like that, that's where it goes. If you get someone sending you an inquiry and they want to mail you a check or a money order, for me, this is where it's going to go. It's not going to go to my home address. So I would encourage you guys, especially as your business gets larger, use a different address. If you don't have a physical business, if your business doesn't have a physical location, use a virtual address. All of your mail, your mail, especially like these types of transactions, this is where your mail can go to a different address. So again, just so your personal information isn't out there. But that's basically what I do. And again, it's unfortunate, it really is, but that's where we are. The other, and I guess this will be one more thing before I go. This is something else I got on Monday. This is, let me see if I can enlarge this. You have been chosen to receive our donation. That's all it says. That's all it says. You will have people calling you saying that, your business is behind in your business taxes and you need to send money right away. You'll have people emailing saying that you won something, so you have to click a certain link to claim your reward. You'll have businesses emailing you saying that you won some type of award and you have to pay this amount of money in order to receive it. Like, it's just so much stuff that, again, you have to be very careful on where you send money, who you invest in, which gallery you work with, which publication you work with. If someone's saying that they want to buy your work, you really have to dig and make sure that the person is who they actually say they are. It's unfortunate, as I said, but that's just a part of being in business. So if you guys have any questions, anything you want me to clarify about what I went over, just leave it down in the comments, and I will I'll be checking over my messages and whatnot this weekend. But I hope that the information I shared helped. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.